Yeah.
Hello. Hello. How are you? Oh. Uh, am I audible? અવાજ ક્લિયર આવે છે? પરફેક્ટ. સો જીડીજી રાજકોટની ટીમ તરફથી તમારું સ્વાગત છે. આપણે લાઈક થોડીક જ વારમાં ચાલુ કરીએ છીએ. હું સરને હમણાં હેન્ડઓવર કરું છું. પરફેક્ટ. આઈ એમ હેન્ડી ઓવર ટુ યુ સર.
Great. Thank you, Virat. Hope my voice is audible to the participants. Is it audible? Is it audible, Virat?
Yep, sir. It's audible.
Okay. Great. And my screen is visible
Yep.
to every participant?
Yep, it's visible and you also.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I'm starting with the session. And as you had spread the same thing, so I'm just announcing that my today's topic is implementation of SQLite database in Android using Kotlin, right? So definitely we will talk about the SQLite database. Whenever you are talking like database, whenever you are talking about the any database, you need to must understand the DML operations. The DML operations are which? That is insert, update, and delete. As well as you need to must understand and focus about the DRL statement, and that is you can say that the select statement. One more thing that you need to focus is what? That is how to write the query, how to insert, update, and how to perform the delete in use in any language using any SQL, any database operation. Right now, I'm dealing with the SQLite database in Android, so you first need to understand that what is SQLite database. So SQLite database is basically a private database. You can say that it is private to each and every phone. For example, if you have a phone and that phone is having any data that is personal data, like for example, I have a memo application in which I'm just storing my data. At that time, that particular memo application is storing your own data that is not shared with any other people. So you can say that the SQLite database is the private database of Android device, as well as it considered as a local database, right? So for so functions, so many classes available in Android Kotlin. So let's come to the point what I want to do today. So today I will demonstrate you following things. Today I will demonstrate the first thing, that is how to write the code, in how to create the class and how to create the SQLite database helper class, how to perform the insert, update, and delete, how to retrieve the data, how to use the search view. So first of all, I'm just listing the controls. I will demonstrate you list view. Then I will demonstrate you simple cursor adapter class, as well as I will demonstrate you how to use the search view for any queries. Then I will definitely demonstrate the concept of the context menu. So whenever the user log click on any list view item, then what you want to do, that I will also demonstrate to you today. And we will talk about the adapters. So definitely I will demonstrate that particular thing also. And as well as I will demonstrate you some inbuilt functionality like how to perform the insert, update, delete, and how to write the select query to retrieve the data. So how to store the data and how to retrieve the data. Functionality can be first, next, previous, last, then search I want to implement, then I want to display all the records, so it will be view all as well as DML operations all, right? And I will take the examples of the acronym. For example, whenever user enter the acronym like www, I want to insert the record like this: world wide web. So I want to provide here the two types functionality. If user enter www, then I want the output world wide web, as well as if user search from world, then also I want to retrieve that particular data. So that particular thing that we will I will demonstrate you today. So how to deal with all these things? Let's start. So first of all, whenever you are starting with any application of SQLite, you can just start with the new Android Studio project. Then you can just click on empty activity. Then you can click on next. Here you can just provide the name of your application. I'm just giving the name of my application is GDG SQLite database demo, right? That is implementation of the SQLite database, and this is the GDG Google Developer group event. And here you can choose the language. I'm just choosing the language that is Kotlin. Here you can choose the language that is Java also. Let me clear what I want to do over here. So my task is very simple. I want to create a table. So definitely I need a table in which the name of the table is, for example, AC table. Then in this table, I want to store the data like name and meaning. So my name should be like this. For example, if I'm just entering the name is GDG, then I'm just having the meaning is Google Developer Group. Same way, if I'm entering here, that is, for example, KKS, then it is the meaning is Kapil K Shukla. This is just a example. Even you can write here like this, for example, AVD, then it is Android Virtual Device. Right. So I want to do like this. Definitely, I need two columns. One is the name, another one is the meaning, and one table is there. That is AC table. How to deal with the SQLite database is very simple. Here you can just do what? Very simple. See, for example, I want to create the database. So where to create the database? So you just need to focus on the particular classes, and I'm just writing here the name of the class that in which you need to deal with the SQLite. SQLite database itself a class. Please focus over here. SQL is in capital and IT is in small, and database in database D is the capital. SQLite database is the class. The instance of this class is used to perform insert, update, and definitely a delete. So you can perform the insert, update, and delete using this SQLite database instance. For example, if you have a variable DB and that DB having the data type that is SQLite database, it means your DB is the instance of the SQLite database. Then using this DB, you can call the insert function. Using this DB, you can call the update function. Using this DB, you can call a delete function, as well as you can call db.execute SQL. This is the one of the best function, execute SQL. Here in this execute SQL, you can write the any SQL query. For example, if you want to write a create a table, then also you can do over here. So db.execute SQL is to create the statement or insert, update, or delete that you can perform over here. Even you can write here db.rowQuery. Row query is the function which is used to take the input from the user as a parameter. For example, I'm just writing the query like this. So select star from any table, select star from table, where you want to write the condition, and the condition is where column 1 is equal to, then you can write the question mark over here, and you can write one more condition, column 2, that is instead of ampersand you can write here a and d, column 2 equal to question mark. So here in both question mark you can provide the value, and here you can provide the value using the array of function. Here in array of you can provide the both argument. For example, in column 1 I want to write the city, that city is Rajkot. It means the column 1 is equal to Rajkot, and column 2 is equal to, in that column 2 I want to write the for example state. Why? Because Rajkot is available in Punjab also, Rajkot is available in Pakistan also. So I just want to bifurcate that I want the Rajkot from the Gujarat. So you can write like this. So this is the condition that you can write in a row query function. This is the select statement, and this is the array of, that is the argument. So varieties of functions available in SQLite database class. So I will use this 5 functions, that is insert, update, delete, execute SQL, and row query. All are the functions available in SQLite database class. The same way that is available in Java. In Java, there is a class that is result set. In result set, you can store the data. The same class available in, suppose if you are talking about the PLSQL, then there is a one concept, that is current set of record. It is known as a cursor, right? So cursor is the class available over here. You can say that a current set of records, that is known as a cursor. So cursor means what? It is used to store the data. For example, I'm writing the query, select star from table where salary greater than 5,000. So I have a record like I have 30 records, and I have the 10 columns. So combination of the tabular format that is stored in a data, that is the cursor class. And in cursor class, there are lots of functions are there. I will create the instance of cursor. For example, like this, rs. I will give the name of the cursor variable, that is rs, and that is result set. Colon cursor, it means my result set will be of data type, that is cursor. Using cursor, you can retrieve the data. So you can retrieve the data. Suppose if you want to retrieve the data from the first column, then you can just simply write rs dot get string of 0. Then you will retrieve the first column, first row. Suppose if you want to move in a next row, then you can just call the function that is rs dot move to next. It will move to next record. It will move you to the next record. There are lots of functions available in the cursor class. This my rs variable is of the cursor data type. And one of the interesting thing is what? This db.execute SQL row query, both are returning the cursor output. For example, if I'm writing here db.row query, and I'm writing here any query, for example, select star from employee where salary greater than 5,000, and here you can provide the argument if it is required. If it is not required, then you can simply pass the null. So what happens? See, here it will return all the records whose salary is more than 5,000, and that particular record will be assigned to this result set. Whenever you are writing like this rs.getString of 0, it returns you the first column. For example, instead of this star, I'm just writing here employee number, employee name, and I'm writing here the salary. Then what happens if you are writing the rs.getString 0, 1, and 2? Then it will give you first 3 columns of the first record. But for that, you need to move to first record. So you need to call the function that is rs.move to next, and then you get the 3 records. As well as you need to repeat the same thing again and again if you want to retrieve the one more record. So instead of writing all these things, you can simply write this statement inside the while loop, and then you can retrieve the same. So instead of doing this, you can just simply write while rs.move to next. So it means that until and unless the record is available, you can retrieve all the records that is available, right? So this is the way you can retrieve the record. So basically there are 2 classes. One is the SQLite database, which is used to perform the insert, update, and delete. Another is the class that is cursor, which is used to retrieve the records. That is the current set of records. Definitely a db.execute SQL that can be used, db.row query that can be used, and we can perform the same. There is a one more helper class is available over here, and that is known as a SQLite open helper. SQLite Open Helper is the class which providing the two methods. One is on create and another one is on upgrade. Here you can simply do the two things. Virat, I hope my voice is audible and clear. Am I? Great, great. Thank you for the confirmation. Because I don't want that. It should be on one-sided, right? So if any students having any questions, then you can also interrupt me, right? Great. Thank you, Virat. Now, SQLite Open Helper having the two functions. One is the on create, another one is the on upgrade. In on create executes only once. It executes only once whenever the class is loaded, right? But this on upgrade functions, it calls only when you change your version. So here there are two functionality. For example, how we can deal with these things. Very simple. Suppose if you want to create a table, you want to create a database, all these things you can do over here in on create. Suppose whenever you creating the table, whenever you are creating the database, at the same time, suppose if you want to insert the few records for the testing, so you can also insert the record over here in on create. But on upgrade is what? After creating the table, you think that I want to change the definition, I want to change the structure of the table. It means I want to alter the table. At that time, you can call the on upgrade function. So whenever you want to do anything like alter or you want to change something, that you can write in a on upgrade. But remember, on upgrade is the function that can be called only once. So this is the basic theory that I want to talk to you. But Android SQLite database is very simple. And how to deal with the same? Let's start with the practically. So first of all, here I'm just starting the practically. Here in the package, you can just right click new, and here you can just add the simple class, and that is I want the class over here, and that is Kotlin file. Here in Kotlin file, you can just give the name of your class. My name of the class is just I'm declaring that is my helper class, and you can just click on file. So here your file will be created, that is my helper. You can create the class my helper, which extends from SQLite Open Helper. As I mentioned you, SQLite Open Helper is the class which having the two methods that you need to implement. One is the on create, another is the on upgrade. So Android is giving the powerful feature is what? Here you can just press Alt Enter, and it will allow you to create the constructor. And here you can press the Alt Enter, and it will allow you to implement the methods of SQLite Open Helper. Why? Because SQLite Open Helper is the abstract class and having the two method. One is the on create, another is the on upgrade. So we need to implement both the method. You can simply press Alt Enter on my helper, and you can implement both the method. One is the on create, another one is the on upgrade. So there are two methods. One is the on create, another is the on upgrade. Suppose if you want to remove any statement, for example, I want to just remove this to do, you can just press you can come to that particular line, and then you can press Control Y. That particular line will be deleted. Now still there is one error available over here in my this class. Why? Because you can press Alt Enter over here, and here there are lots of constructor available for the SQLite Open Helper. You need to call the constructor. So what I want that my helper class should be declared like what? My helper class can provide the value to my so from any activity I should be able to call my helper class. So I'm just creating here helper class having the constructor in which I'm just declaring the type that is context. It means that I want to implement the three-tier architecture. Suppose I have a 5 activity and I want to move from one activity to any activity and I want to access that helper class. So I should be able to access that particular class. And using that, you can simply provide the context over here, and using context you can access the same. So here you need to provide the argument of the SQLite open helper. You can press Control P, so it will give you a list of all the arguments. There are 5 arguments available over here: context, name of the database, then factory settings, and the version. So here my context is the input that is provided by the user, so I'm just writing here context. Then you can give the name of your database. My name of the database is, for example, ACDB. It means I want to perform the application for the acronym DB. So I'm just giving the uh, my name of the database, that is ACDB, that is acronym DB. Here in factory settings, if you want to provide any cursor factory settings, then you can provide. Right now I'm just giving the null because right now no factory settings is required. This is my first version, so I'm just providing here 1. Why? Because this is my first version of my SQLite database. My this particular database, that is SCDB. Here this is P0 is the default parameter, that is parameter 0. This is the default name available in the SQLite database. Here instead of P0 you can declare DB. So whenever you declare DB, you can call all the functions that I already mentioned over here on this my notepad. In notepad I mentioned that SQLite database having the functions like db.insert, update, delete, execute SQL, and row query. So this is my DB of data type SQLite database. So you can simply call db.execute SQL. Here in execute SQL, you can create the table. So I'm just creating the table. Create table, SC table, that is acronym table. Now, whenever you are creating any table, it is a good practice to declare the variable as a underscore ID, because in Android there are lots of classes required that underscore ID should be the column. For example, if you are using the simple cursor adapter, then underscore ID must required as a column name. Either you can give alias name or you can declare it with the ID. So it is a good practice to create the table with the underscore ID column, declare it with the integer, give a primary key, and auto increment. So no need to assign the value to that particular ID. Whenever you insert the record, automatically new ID will be generated and it will be inserted into this table. I need the 2 columns. One is the name, data type is the text. Another one is the meaning, data type is the text. Now I want to insert the record over here. So you can simply call db.execute SQL. You can call the function insert into AC table. Now I want to insert the record in name and meaning. So I'm just providing here name, meaning, values. I'm just speaking the skipping the underscore ID column. Why? Because it is auto increment, so no need to insert an in that particular column. Here you can just provide the name is www, and you can provide the value, for example, worldwide web. You can just copy the same thing. I want to insert the 3 records as a testing purpose. So I'm just inserting here, instead of www, I'm just writing here GDG, and that is Google Developer Group. So I'm just writing here Google Developer Group, right? And I am writing here, and that is AVD. It means it is Android Virtual Device. So what I just created a one table, one database. Even I haven't touched to any screen. Even I had not made any designing. Even I had not written the single line in my this main activity.Kotlin. It is the default class. This is the default design. I just created one helper class in which the class I created, which is extending from the SQLite open helper. I just created a one database, that is ACDB, and then I just created a one table, that is AC table, and I inserted the 3 records www, GDG, and AVT. Now I want to execute this application. What happened? Whenever you execute this application, it will execute it on the emulator, and you can just see that what happened. This is the activity main having the design. This is the main activity that is having the Kotlin. Even I had not called any instance of this my helper class, but still what Android can do over here, that you can see that whenever you run this, this is my helper class. I had not called any instance of this my helper class. So I just want to check that my database is created or not. Definitely my database will not be created until and unless I create the instance of the helper class. From where you can check the data. So here you can just click on the device file explorer that is available over here on the right side of the Android studio. Then you can click on the data. Again, you can click on the data. Then you can just look for your package name over here. That is pcs.mca.athme.gdd SQLite database demo. You can just scroll down. You can just scroll down. This is your package name, pcs.mca.athmef. There is no folder database is created over here yet. Why? Because I had created the helper class, but I had not called the helper class yet. So from where I can call this helper class? Very simple. Here you can just move to your main activity. Here in main activity, see here, students, I am not getting the database folder. Definitely, I will get the database folder whenever I create the instance over here of the helper class. So how to do this? Very simple. Here you can create the helper class instance. Variable helper is equal to my helper. Then you can provide the context, application context. What happens? See, this my application context is my constructor. My constructor will be called, so my helper constructor will be called. My context will be passed, and whenever your class is called, automatically on create function will be called. On create function is calling only once whenever you are calling the first instance. So definitely it will be called. Here you can retrieve your DB instance using helper dot readable and writable database. So you can just call the readable database. So your SQLite database will be available over here. So you can simply call the functions like insert, update, delete, and all. Now I just want to execute this application. Whenever I execute this application, it will be executed over here on this my emulator. Whenever this application is executed on emulator, you can just right click and synchronize this. You can see that here databases folder is available, right? So this database folder having three things. One is ACDB, SHM file, and WAL file. You can just right click on this database folder, right click, and then you can just click on save as. Whenever you click on save as, you can just move to your desktop and you can simply click on OK. Then on your desktop, all these three files will be available. See here, ACDB WAL, ACDB SSM, and ACDB will be available. You can just open with your DB browser SQLite. This is the browser that is available freely on net. You just need to write DB browser for SQLite database, and freely it is available. You can just click on open database. Whenever you click on open database, you can just go for the path that is desktop. Here you can just click on all files, and then you can just select your ACDB, that is your acronym DB database, and then you can click on browse data. All these three data are available over here. That is World Wide Web, Google Developer Group, and Android Virtual Device. It means what I did nothing. I just created a database over here. You can see that database is created over here using helper class, and that database folder is available over here in this database folder, and I just extract the same. But students always recommend that I don't want to display the data in SQLite browser. I want to retrieve all the data over here on my main. So whenever you want to display all these things in your design that is on screen, so you can just click on split. So your design and as well as XML both will be looked properly. You can simply remove this text view. Now here you can just click on text and you can just drag and drop your plain text, and you can just move over here, and then you can click on infer constraint. Now I'm just clicking on this edit text. Here you on text, instead of text I'm just writing hint, and the hint is that is a acronym, right? It means I want the acronym over here. Now you can take one more, but before that, I want to just change the name of this edit text, that is ed name. So this is my edit text name. Now I want to take one more edit text, and that is related to meaning of that particular acronym. So I'm just clicking on info constraint again. Then you can just give the name, that is ed meaning. So I'm just giving the two different names, ed name and ed meaning. Instead of text, you can just write here hint. So this is my hint of acronym meaning, right? So there are two box. I'm just edit text I had taken over here on my design. Now I want to extract the first record over here in this my edit text. So how to retrieve this? Very simple. You can just uh, create the instance of DB using the helper.readable, and now you can simply create the instance of result set, that is cursor data type, using db.row query function. Here in row query, you can write the condition as well as you can write the simple query. For example, I'm just writing select star from SC table, and here you can just provide the parameter, and the parameter list is null. Suppose if you think that I want to write the condition, then you can write the condition also where name equal to question mark. So this question mark will be what? That is the user will provide. So instead of null, you can write here array of, and here you can provide the argument name equal to, for example, www. So I want to retrieve the record of the www only. But if you are writing here null, if you are writing here null, and if you are not providing any condition, it means it will retrieve all the records, and all the records will be available in this variable, and that is rs of data type cursor. So here you can just see that what I taught to you earlier. This is the rs, that is the data of data type cursor, that you can retrieve using db.row query, and it returns the instance of the result set, and you can call the different functions. Suppose if you want to retrieve the first value, so I'm just writing here that if rs dot move to first, it means if I'm able to moving to first record, then I want to set that particular value into my edit text. So you simply you can write ed name dot set text rs dot get string. So get string of 0 will give me the first column, and the first column is underscore id. So I don't need the underscore id. I need the two column, that is name and meaning. I don't want to retrieve the id. I want to retrieve the name and meaning. So instead of 0, I will write the 1 over here. Ed name dot set text, as well as you can write here ed meaning dot set text, and here you can write that rs dot get string of 2. So it will retrieve the first and second column, that is index is starting from 0. So first column 0 will be of your, that is underscore id. And now you can see that my www and World Wide Web is available on this, that is on emulator. So suppose if you think that, sir, I want to move to next, I want to do like this. So if you want to do like this, very simple, you can take the one button over here, and this button is related to first. Now I want to take one more button over here, and I don't want to take the button. Before that, I want to just change the name of this button, that is bt first. And here you can just write that the text is equal to first. So it will give you first record. Now I want to take one more button over here, and that is related to next. So here you can just click on that particular button. You can simply write bt next, and the text of the button is next. So I just want to move next like this. So very simple it is. You can simply cut this particular thing. I don't want to move to first. I just want to move to first if and only if user click on the first button. So if button first dot set on click listener, so it means whenever user click on the first button, I want to check that if it is moved to first, then retry the same. If you are not able to move to first, it means that there are no records available. So you can simply write that toss.make text in current context. You can simply print the message that no data found. No data found will be available if and only if I'm not able to move to first record. It means that if I'm not able to move to first record, then there will be no chance for the move to first, and there will be no data found. So you can just write that length underscore long and dot show. You can do the same thing for the button next. So button next dot set on click listener. Whenever user click on the button next, what you want to do, you can simply do the same thing that, but instead of move to first, I'm just writing that if it is move to next, then go to next. No need to write this else right now. I'm just executing the same. Yes, so it is executing the same. I'm just clicking on first, that is www, World Wide Web. I'm just clicking on next, GDG, Google Developer Group, AVD, Android Virtual Device. Virat, are you able to listening me? Yes, there is too much voice. If it is possible, then then can you please mute? Great, thank you. It is look quite good now. Now I'm just clicking on next, but see what happened. This is my first record, then I'm moving to next. Now if I add the last record, then I'm not able to make a next. If I am at the last record, then I'm not able to move to next. Why? Because if I'm at the last record, I'm not able to move to next. Why? If I'm at the last record, I'm not able to move to next. Why? Because I had written the condition is what? If rs dot move to next, then do this. But if you are at the last record, then it will not able to move to next. So here you can just write the else if one more condition. If I am at the last, then move to first. So it will do what? It will move the circular value. So what happened? Whenever I am at the last, it will move to the first. So here you can just test that. Whenever I'm at the last record, for example, next, next. Now I am at the last record, that is AVD. Next, it is www. So it is a circular. So there is no pause available. Why? Because if I am at the next, and if next is not possible, I'm just moving it to the first. If next is not possible, if first is not possible, it means that I have no records. So you can simply write that no data found. So if you are not able to move to next, if you are not able to move to first, then definitely you are at the last. You have no records. Now you can do the same thing for the previous also. So I just need to take one more button over here. So I'm just taking the button that is first, next. Now the same. Here you can just click on info constraint. Then you can click on this particular button, and here you can just give the name, that is BT previous. Now here in this button previous, you can write the code. Same code you can write for the next, that instead of button next, you can simply write that if it is previous, then just perform that, just move to that particular previous. It means if you are able to move to previous, then move to previous. If you are not able to move to previous, it means that you are at the first record. So just move to last. If you are at the first, then move to last. So it will be circular view in a previous also. And if you are not able to move to previous as well as last, it means you are at the end of the table and there are no record available. The table is empty. At that time, this kind of scenario happens. So here you can just see that. For example, I'm just clicking on next, next, next. So I'm just able to moving to next. The same way you can perform the previous also. See, this is my first record, I'm moving to last. This is my first record, I'm moving to last. This is the name of my button, should be a previous. So I'm just writing here previous. Now you can take one more button, and that is related to last. So here you can write the same code that you did earlier, that is for the button first. So I'm just creating the name. The name of that button is BT last. Here you can just click on that particular button and click on info constraint. Right. And now you can just move to your helper class. Definitely we need to give the name to this button, that is last. And then you can just move to your BT first code. You can simply copy this, you can paste. Instead of BT first, you can just make that BT last. It is, instead of moving to first, just move to last. If you are not able to move to last, it means there is no record, because even if it is a one record, the condition of the first and last becomes the true. So here you can just get that the first record is www, last record is avd. If you are making previous, gdg. If you are making next, avd, and all the button will work properly. You can just move to previous, next, first, last. All the buttons are looks proper and it is working properly. But now I want to deal with the DML operation, that I want to perform the insert, update, and delete, and then I want to perform the view all by using the search view and the list view. So very simple it is. You can just take the one more button over here. So this button will be for the insert button. So I'm just clicking on info constraint. Here you can just give the name of the button is BT insert. Whenever you want to perform the insert, you need a content. So without content, you cannot insert anything, right? So there is a one class available in Android, and that class is the content values. Using the content values, you can perform the insert. So before inserting into the database, I just want to demonstrate you over here what is the actually concept. So here you can create the instance of content values. What the content values is? Content values is the class which having a method like, for example, if my variable is cv equal to content values. So this is my constructor calling cv dot put is the function. Here you can just provide the key and value. Your key will be what? Key is your name of the column. So I just want to modify the same thing. Instead of key, you can just write the name of the column. And here you can just provide the value. For example, I want to perform over here in my this current example. So you can simply write like this: cv dot put, and your column name is name, and value is, you all know, www, right? So this is my value. Suppose if you want to put one more column, that is meaning, and here instead of www you can write world wide web. It means this is my record. So this my content value is created. Once your content value is created, you can just simply call the instance of your db. So this is your db. You can call the function db.insert. db.insert having the three argument. First is name of the table. So table name you need to provide, in which table you want to perform the insert. Then you need to mention over here. Then you need to provide the null column head. Suppose if you want to deal with any null value, then you can write here. But if you don't want to deal with the null column head, then you can simply provide the null over here. And then you need to provide the instance of your content values. So you can convert this your db.insert into actual, that is an insert function like this. Your name of the table is AC table, you know very well. Here this is my helper class, and I have the table is AC table. Name of the column is name and meaning, you know very well. So name and meaning. In null column heck, I don't want to deal with any value, so I'm just entering the null. And here you can provide the instance of CV. So it will insert the value. But this is the static insert. So what it will do? it will always insert the record of www. But I don't want to insert the record of www. I want to insert the record that user provide to me, and user will provide the value in which, that is over here in this text box. So this edit text name is what? So edit text name is, that is instead of www, you can write here edit text name. This is your edit text dot text. Your edit text dot text will return you the instance of the editable. So you need to convert it into string. So you can just call toString function. So it will convert it into string. Same thing you need to repeat for the another column, that is ed meaning dot text dot string. Whenever you run this, it will, this is the code for insert. Student, remember, only you need to write the 4 line if you have a 2 column. If you have a 3 column, then you need to write the 5 line. Actually, it is 3 line. This 2 line is for the column insertion. So only 3 line is required to insert any record. So insert record is very simple. To insert the record, you need to just write these 3 lines. You can just copy the same thing and you can just paste over here in main activity. Now I want to insert the record. So very simple. You can just call your function that call your button insert dot set on click listener. Whenever you click on that particular button, that is insert button, I want to perform these things. And this is the content value inbuilt class. You just need to press Alt Enter and it will be imported. Right. So this is the way you can perform the insert. But whenever you perform insert, you want that your first and last should have that particular data. So you can simply write here one function, that is rs.requery. Why? Because rs is having, for example, if I'm just executing before running this, so it will do what? It will retrieve the first 4 records, right? But I am inserting the 5th record, so my rs should be updated. This is the reason why I'm calling rs.requery. So rs.requery will update my database, and as a result my data will be updated. Definitely I will show you alert dialog whenever the record is inserted. But up to this, I just want to check that the it is working properly or not. See, this is my first button, this is my last button. There is a one problem over here is what? I have no functionality to clear the content, right? So I need a one button that can clear the content, but right now I have no functionality, so I'm just removing from here, that is from keyboard. Now I want to add the acronym. For example, acronym is ADB and the full form is Android Debug Bridge, right? Now whenever I click on insert, I want to check that which is my first record and which is my last record. My last record is ADB. Here you can just move to previous, and last record is ADB. Your first record is www. So it means my insert is working properly, but whenever the insert is done, I want to give the message to the user that record inserted successfully, and I want to clear the content of the user. That is edit text. So how to do? Well, simple. Here you can create the instance of AD. Variable AD is equal to alert dialog dot builder. You can provide the current instance, that is this. You can simply call AD dot show. So your alert dialog will be show. Alert dialog dot set title. Here in title you can simply write that add record. Alert dialog dot set, you can give the message, that is a record inserted successfully. So your record will be inserted. And here you can give the positive button, that is OK button, you can provide over here. OK. Whenever you want to perform, whenever user click on that particular OK, then what you want to do, that action you can write over here in this listener. Right now I don't want to give any listener, so I'm just giving the OK button. So what happens, see, whenever you run this application, by default there are no data. For example, I'm just writing here a GSRTC. So my meaning is Gujarat Road Transport Corporations, right? And I'm just clicking on insert. The record is inserted successfully, message is coming over here. You can see that add record, record inserted successfully. This message is coming over here. But whenever I click on OK, I want that the content should be clear over here. So how to do this? Very simple. Here in listener, instead of null, you can just call dialog interface dot on click listener. So whenever you click on OK, what you want to do? Whenever you click on OK, I want to clear the content. So you can simply do like this: ed name dot set text blank, ed meaning dot set text blank, as well as I want that ed name dot request focus. So by default the focus will be available on my, that is on name, that is on name and meaning. There are two columns. So here you can see that what happens. See, for example, I'm just executing my application. This is my first record, this is my last record, you all knows that. This is my previous record. Now I want to change to this particular record. I want to insert the new record. I'm just writing here that for example KKS. So I want to write the full form, that Kapil K Shukla. Then you can simply click on insert. What happens, student? Please focus over here. Whenever I click on OK, my cursor will be available over here in this acronym, and the content will be cleared. Why? Because I just written the code on click of OK. So once it is done, now I want to add multiple buttons over here. So this is the button for the insert. This is the button. Here you can click on info constraint. This is the button for BT update. Here you can just give the text, that is update. You can take one more button over here, and this is the button that is definitely related to delete. So you can just give the name of this button is button delete, and the text is also delete. Now I need a one more button over here, and this button is related to clear the content. So whenever you want to perform any insert, I want to clear the content. So I'm just giving the name of the button is BD clear, and you can give the text that is here. So whenever user click on this button clear, what you want to do, you can simply write here BD clear dot set on click listener. So whenever user click on this button clear, I want to just clear the content, edit text name dot set text. So you can just copy the same thing. Even you can put this in a clear function, and you can call the clear function whenever the button clear is executed. Right. So whenever button clear is executed, I want to clear the content as well as I want to request the focus. Now I would just want to move towards the update. So how to perform the update? Very simple it is. Whenever user click on this button, that is BT update, I want to perform the update. So insert and update both are looking similar. Here you can just note down this. Even you can take the screenshot also, because I'm writing here on Notepad. It is the summary of the today's lecture. So this is the, now I'm moving towards the update record. Whenever you want to perform the insert, there is no condition. You can directly insert into the table. But whenever you are performing into updation, at that time we need a condition on which basis you want to update the record. So definitely I want to change the both thing, that is name and meaning. I want to update the both thing. Even I can update the any one thing, but based on the ID I want to update. So you can take an instance of CV is equal to content values. So variable CV equal to content values. Again you can do the same thing that you did in an insert. The difference is what? In db.update, again you have a first argument is table name. Right here you can just check that again the db.update having the table name. The second is your values, that is content values, and the third argument is condition, that is where condition. on which basis you want to update the record. It means that I want to update the salary of all the employees whose salary is more than 1,50,000. So I need to write the condition, the salary greater than or equal to 150. Right? It means you need the condition whenever you update the value. So if you are not writing the condition whenever you are updating the value, it means that it will update the value of the wall table, right? Wall records. So we don't want to do that. We want to just update the one particular record. So here you can provide the where condition, and in last argument you can provide the values. So basically there are 4 arguments available over here in db.update. db.update, name of the table, definitely you all knows that your name of the table is SC table. In content values, you can provide the instance of CV. Why? Because we have created the variable CV equal to content values. And the third argument, that is the condition. Here in condition is in string. So you can write it in a double quote. You can write that where underscore ID equal to question mark. What this underscore ID is? Underscore ID is the column that I declared over here, created over here in my AC table. So based on that underscore ID, I want to update the data. Where I will get the underscore ID? Definitely you are just scrolling each and every record. Suppose I am just moving to next. So based on this, I'm just moving to next record. So I can get the underscore ID using rs.getString0. Why? Because 0 is the column on which my ID, that is underscore ID value, is available. So here you can simply write the condition, that is array of. Why array of is required? Because if you want to write the multiple conditions, then also you can write. So here in array of, you can simply write that a value. Which value? That is definitely a value that is rs dot get string of 0. Why 0? Because 0 is the column on which my underscore ID is available. And you can simply just do what? See, this is the close bracket of array of. This is for rs.getString, and then hello, Virat. Yes, what happened? Yes. क्या सुधी नहीं? thing, variable CV equal to content values. CV equal to content values. Virat, Kapil sir saying me that voice is not coming. Okay, now he has given acknowledgement that voice is coming. Great, thank you. So button update dot set on click listener, what it will do, whenever user click on that particular update button, I'm just calling the db dot update and based on the underscore ID. So I just want the confirmation. So I'm just copying the same code for the alert dialog over here. You can just instead of add record, you can just give the title that is update record. And here you can just simply give the message that record updated successfully. And whenever the record is updated successfully, what you want to do, I just want to move to first record. So I'm just writing the condition that if rs dot move to first, it means I'm able to move to first, then just simply move to the first record. So you can just do what? Edit text name dot set text, and that is what rs dot get string of 1 and edit text meaning dot set text. I need rs dot get string of 2. So you can just test that your name and meaning that is available over here, first, next, previous, last. After that, incident update is working or not, you can just check. See, this is my first record. Next, 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 next. So I have this amount much of record, right? Now I just want to change the record. For example, I want to change the record of this, and that is avd. I don't want the third record avd. I want the record over here, and that is related to, for example, I want the record over here, that is mca. So I just want to give the change to this, and that is what? Master in computer applications. Now you can click on update. Whenever you click on update, it will give you a message that is record updated successfully. Whenever I click on OK, it will move me to the first record. Then you can click on next, next. But still, you can see that the AVD is still there. Record is not updated. Actually, the record is updated, but my result set data is not updated. So what I need to do, whenever the db.update you fire any query, you just need to call rs.requery. So your result set.requery function will update your data. You can just recheck again. Whenever you rerun this application, you can just check that what happens. See, next, this is first record, second record, my third record is updated, right? Fourth record is Android debug bridge. Now I just want to make the changes over here in that that is KKS. Instead of KKS, I just want to write over here that is BCA. I want to change the content over here, that is a Bachelor of Computer Applications. And you can just click on update. Whenever you click on update, you can just check that your record is updated or not. See, last record BCA is updated, so your update is also working properly. Even you can click on clear, so your content will be clear. Now I want to retrieve all this data, but before that I want to delete the data. So whenever you want to delete the record, very simple. See, this is the code for insert record, this is the code for update record. Whenever you are dealing with the insert and update, you need a content values. But there is a great thing about the delete is what? Whenever you want to delete the record, you can directly call the db.delete function. You don't need a content values because you are deleting the record from the table. So that is already record available, and from that you want to delete the record. So you can simply call db.delete, and here the table name is required. So first argument is name of the table, the third argument is condition, and fourth argument is values. So you can simply copy this line, and instead of this content values, you can just simply change, and instead of update, you can write a delete. So this is the line that can delete my record based on the ID you can delete. You can just simply copy this. Whenever user click on button delete, I want to delete the record. Right now, I just want to delete only one record at a time. Why? Because you know all knows that I want to retrieve all the records on a list view. So I don't want to delete all the records right now. But at last, I will delete all the records so you can get the message that is no data found. So button delete dot set on click listener, and here you can write the code for the delete record. Remember, rs.requery is required to update your result set, right? And you can just simply copy this alert dialog concept, and you can simply paste over here. Instead of update record, you can write here delete record, and it is deleted successfully. Again, you can move to fast. If you are not able to move to fast, then you can simply, in else case, you can just do what? You can just clear the content so you can get the clear idea. So if you are not able to move to fast, then you can just give the message that is no data found. That I want to set text over here, that is in my edit text name and edit text meaning. So you can just test it is working properly or not. Here I'm just executing the application. Even I want to check on my SQLite browser also it is working properly or not. Here you can just move to first, that is World Wide Web. Next is GDG. Third is MCA. Fourth, Android debug bridge. Fifth, GSRTC. BCA. So instead of KKS, I just update the record. Now I just want to remove this GSRTC record. So I'm just clicking on delete. Whenever I click on delete, my record will be deleted. You can just see that. Next is GDG. Third is MCA. Fourth is ADB. Fifth is BCA. And now I'm just moving to www. It means almost 5 records are there. You can just right click on your database and you can click on synchronize. So it will be updated. Once it is updated, you can just right click and save your file, and I want it on my desktop directory. So you can just replace this. Whenever you replace all these things, you can just open your DB browser again. In DB browser, you can open your database that is available on desktop. You can click on all files and your ACDB will load all the data. Here you can see that the record related to AVD and ADB is gone. The record related to GSRTC is gone. The record related to KKS is updated. So here you can see in the sequence that the 5th record is deleted. So ID is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. This record is updated, that is AVD is updated, and BCA, that is instead of KKS it is updated. So insert, update, delete, everything is working properly. Now, not only this, I want to retrieve all the records in my list view. So whenever you want to retrieve all the records in your list view, you can simply do what? See, here you can just minimize this. Even you can create the instance over here. Even you can create the you can take the button over here. I'm taking the button over here. You can click on infer constraint. Even you can give the name of this button is BT view all. So I want to view all the data over here. Even you can give the width, that is a match parent. So your button will be full match. Whenever user click on this view all, I want to retrieve all the records available in my list view. So how to do this? Very simple it is. Even you can create the new activity if it is required, or even you can do the same thing that what here you can take the search view and here you can take the list view. So whenever user click on view all, my search view and list view will be displayed, right? Even in the same activity you can do this. This is the basic advantage of using the constraint layout. Whenever I move, drag and drop any control, all the control will be moved, right? Why? Because all the all the control are constrained within the each other. Now Whenever user click on this view all, I want to list all the records. So here you can just take the search view. Why? Because I want to search for the record also. So I'm just taking the search view over here, right? That is my search view. I don't want to give the full width, so I'm just creating here search view like this. Now I want a list view. So in this list view, I want to display the record. So this is the list view. I'm just taking over here. So in my one program, everything I'm just putting over here. This is my list view. This list view and this search view, by default it should be invisible. It means I don't want that. It should be visible. Here you can just click on info constraint, so it will be attached. I just need to check. This is the list view. Here you can move, you can resize the things, and then you can click on info constraint. Yes. I need to check the error. I'm just clicking on code. On which line it is error? Yes, this dynamic is not required. And click on split. Yes, error is gone. This is the list view. This is the search view. Whenever user click on view all, I want to retrieve the data over here. So by default, this my list view should be invisible. So here you can just give the property that is visibility gone. So my search view will be invisible. Sorry, list view will be invisible. Same I want to do in the search view, that is visibility gone. So it will also be gone. So whenever you just execute your application, you can see that this is my mobile. This is my emulator on which I want to retrieve all the records, because I don't want to retrieve the records in my SQLite browser that I already shown to you. This is my first record, next, previous, last, everything is possible. But whenever I click on view all, I want to retrieve list view and search view both over here. So what I need to do, very simple. It is here, instead after that button delete, or here you can write button view all. Whenever user click on this button, to search view should be enabled, and how to view that particular search view. So here you can just simply write that search view dot visibility equal to view dot visible. So your search view will be visible. Same you can do with the list view. List view dot visibility is equal to view dot visible. So whenever user click on this view all button, I want to display both this control. But remember students, I had not added any data to my list view. So what happened? List view will not display anything. So list view will be blank. But this is my search view, and search view is working properly. Even I can write the data over here. So search view is working properly, but list view not having any data, so it is not displaying any data. So how to bind the record in list view? Very simple. It is very simple. Please focus over here. So how to view all the data? Here you can just write the code to view all data. Whenever user click on this view all data, I want to bind the data to this search view, right? So here you can do what? See, and this is your RS result set count. So you can simply write that search view dot set. You can give the query hint. Search view dot query hint is equal to search among how many records you want to search. So you can write dollar, and result set is your variable rs dot count records. So search among 5 records that I want in my search view. Whenever user click on that particular view all button. I want that search among 5 records, search among 6 records that I want. See here, but there is no message available over here. But whenever I click over here, it will give me a message, search among 5 records. But I want that it should be over here. So by default, if you want to give any message, you can use the one property, that is search view dot set iconified is equal to false. And whenever you said that the iconified is equal to false, it will do what? By default, your search query hint will be inserted into your search view. You can just see that. See here, I want to search from the among 5 records. You need, by default it is false. You need to set is iconified is equal to true. Let me check it is working or not. By default, okay, I need to, for that I need to check. So search among 5 records. So 5 records is there. Now what I want to do, I want to bind all the record with the list view. So how to bind it with the list view? Very simple. For that you need to create an instance of simple cursor adapter. Simple cursor adapter is the class having the 6 parameters. First parameter is the context. Here you can provide the application context. Second parameter is on which layout you want. Suppose if you want to use card layout, then you can create the card view and you can bind your own layout also. But I want to bind my inbuilt layout. So you can simply call android.r.layout. And you can list the 2 items. Why? Because I want to list the 2 values. One is the name, another is the meaning. And then you can print the result set. That is our cursor variable. That is the third argument. Then we need to provide the 2 argument. One is the which columns you want to display. So here in array of, you can provide the name of the column. I want to display the 2 column, name and meaning. Then you can provide the two things. One is the ID, that is on name you want to display first or meaning you want to display first. So you can display that in int array of android dot. Here you can provide the inbuilt ID. Text1 means it will, the name will be displayed first and the meaning will be displayed at the last. So here you can provide the text1 and text2. You can provide this flag argument if it is required. Otherwise you can set it to 0. Once your adapter is done, you can simply bind it with your list view. List view dot adapter is equal to adapter. And here you can see that whenever you run your application, you can see the output that your list view will be adapted to your adapter. But until and unless whenever I click on view all, here you can see that all the records www, here it is scrollable, right? Here all the records www, GDG, MCA, ADB, all are there. And the one of the great advantage is what? Suppose I am adding one record over here, PCS, and for example I am writing here Parag Shukla. I want to insert that particular thing. Whenever the record is inserted, and if you click on view all, you can see that the PCS is not available over here. Why? Because I am binding the data with the result set, and whenever you click on view all, the record is inserted successfully. Message is coming right now. Here you can see that I want to bind all the data. How you can do this, right? Whenever user insert that particular record, your result set is updated, but your adapter is not changed yet. So whenever you click on view all, that is button view all, I want that my list view and search view should be visible, as well as my adapter. That is, my adapter is the variable that I declared over here. So I need to declare this variable. That is before this. And here in button view all, you can simply write adapter dot notify data set changed. It means my data will be changed, and that should be changed in my adapter also. And my adapter having the RS cursor, RS is already changed. So here you can see that For example, if I click on view all, here you can see PCS is there, all the records are there. Definitely I'm not able to searching right now. Here you can click on search among 7 records are there, but definitely I'm not able to search the record. Why? Because I had not given the functionality yet. But I want to add one more thing, KKS, that is Kapil K Shukla. Whenever I click on insert, the record is inserted successfully. Whenever I click on view all, now I want that the record, how many records are there? Still it is a 7. Whenever I click on view all, I want that the records should be updated over here. See, the one blank record is inserted. Why? Because I had given the auto increment, but auto increment to which? The auto increment to ID, but name and meaning can be inserted blank. So I had not given any constraint over here. So what I need to provide here in edit text, you cannot write the blank. So whenever it is blank, my this button insert should be disabled. So whenever you give this kind of functionality, that blank record will not be added. But here you can see that the search among 7 records is still there. It means my value is not changed. Why? Because it is available over here. It is not on click of button view, right? So you need to write this what? That you need to write over here, that is on button view all. Whenever user click on button view all, you want to update the search among record also. For example, let's see, I want to retrieve the record first, next, previous, next. This is the blank. I want to delete this record. So I'm just clicking on delete record. The record is deleted. And now you can click on view all. And here you can click. You can see that how many records are there. There are 7 records. And here you can see that the 7 records are there. Now I want to insert one more record. For example, I want to insert the AVD, that is Android Virtual Device. Now I want to check that my view all is synchronized with this search view is not or not. So I'm just clicking on insert. Definitely the record is inserted over here. Here you can click on view all, and then you can click on this search view. Here you can see that the search among 8 records, it means it is updated. And here at the last, you can see that the AVD is there. Suppose if you think that, sir, I don't want to retrieve all this in the sequence, I want to retrieve all this the alphabetical wise. Suppose if you want to retrieve all this data in the list view, that is alphabetical wise, it means you need to write the query over here, that is in your result set. In result set, you can simply write the query, that is order by name. By default, it is ascending. So no need to write ascending or descending. Whenever you update the value to your result set, the thing will be updated over here. ADB, AVD, BCA, GDG, KKS, MCA, PCS, and WWW. All the value will be available over here. Now, this is the message that is searched among 8 records. Now I want to delete the record. For example, I want to delete no need to delete. I want to insert one more record. For example, GSRTC. Why I am inserting the record that I will demonstrate you. Gujarat State Road Transport Corporations. And I'm just clicking on insert. What happened? The record will be inserted over here. Now here you can just click on view all. And whenever you click on view all, here you can see that the search among 9 records and the data that is GSRTC is available over here, right? So the record is coming in the sorting way. By default, the hint is not available over here. I want that the hint should be available by default, right? So by default, if you want that the hint should be available, what to do? For that, there is a one method is there, and which method it is? That is the method is search view dot, that you can just is iconified false, and then you can work. Instead of true, you can simply write is iconified false, and then you can do this. One more thing, then we want to on the visibility. So your visibility will be on after that, and then you can just test it is working properly or not. Hope it is working properly. Is iconified is the property that you can set to false. Yes, whenever you click on view all, you can see that the search among 9 records, this is the message by default coming without this cross, right? Whenever I click on view all, see search among 9 records is available over here. So here you can search. For example, I'm writing here ADB. I want to retrieve only ADB. So I want to perform the search on search view. So how to do this? Very simple it is. You need to write the code for the searching now. So here you can simply write the search view dot set on query text listener. Here in query text listener, you can just create the instance of object, and that is search view on query text listener. So here in on query text listener, you can just simply pass the object. You can call it anonymously. Whenever you call it anonymously, whenever you press alt or enter, it will allow you to implement the members. There are 2 methods: on query text change and on query text submit. It means I want that whenever user change the text, I want to update the data, right? So you can call the function. There are 2 functions: on query text submit and on query text change. By default, both are returning the boolean, so you can simply call return false, and here also you can call return false. So your boolean value is done. Now here in on query text change, it means whenever the text is changed, I want to update the data. So this is my P0. P0 is my parameter, and I want to update the data of my parameter 0. So what we can do over here, that P0 is my input. It means if user write here, that is like this, Android. If I'm writing here Android, it means my input is Android. If my input is Android, then this P0 is Android. So you need to write the condition over here accordingly this. So what I'm doing, rs is equal to db.row query. Now here you can write the condition, and that condition will be powerful. See, select star from, you can write the query, select star from AC table where name like percentage. Here in between you can write dollar P0. P0 is your input, so name can be like percentage P0 percentage, or I want to search in meaning also, so I'm just writing here or meaning like percentage, and here you can write dollar P0. It means my name should be first argument, or my meaning should be this argument. If it is available anywhere in any name or meaning, I want to retrieve the data. No need to pass the value that is in a second parameter. Whenever your rs is ready, then what we can do, we can simply call adapter dot change cursor, and your adapter will now change the cursor, that is rs, and your data will be changed. And whenever your data will be changed, here you can see that the magic of your search view. Only 2 lines is required over here. These 2 lines will perform the search view. Here you can see that I'm just calling a view all. See here, search among the 9 records. I'm just writing here Android. See, it gives me Android debug bridge as well as Android virtual device. I'm just removing the character. Here you can see that AN. So Gujarat State Road Transport Corporation is also coming. Why? Because AN is available in the spelling of the transport, and AN is coming in the AVD as well as in the Android debug bridge. Suppose if I'm writing here Shukla, there are 2 Shukla is coming, PCS and EKS. One of the biggest advantages, if you are writing world, World Wide Web is coming. If you are writing www, www is coming. If you are writing web, web is coming. And if you just click on close, all the records will be available. This is the powerful feature, that is a search view, list view, first, next, previous, last, insert, update, and delete. But some students always believe that, sir, if I click long click over here, that is on BCA, and then I want to delete that particular record, then what to do? So whenever you want to perform a long click on any list view, at that time you need to use the context menu. And how to use the context menu, that will be my last topic of the today's session. Very simple it is. Students, anywhere you can write, anywhere. I am just writing over here that register for context menu. You need to write in on create function, anywhere in on create function. Register for context menu, and here you can just pass your context control, on which control you want to enable the long click. So I want to enable the long click on this list view. So I'm just adding here register for context menu list view. Whenever you implement this method, that is register for context menu, you just need to do what? You just need to create the function that is on create context menu. On create context menu, here you just need to do what? Menu dot add as much as the menu that you want to put. Here you can menu dot add. Here you can add the group number, ID, order number, and the menu name that you want to give. So I want to just give edit, as well as I just want to give the delete. So I'm just writing here delete right now because I just want to give the functionality of delete. Here you can just write menu dot set header title. Here in header title you can just give that the concept that is DML. So I want to just perform the removing of the data. So I'm just giving the header title is removing the data. Now you can just test it is working properly or not. Whenever you click on long click on any list view object, you can see that there is a one menu will be coming. But whenever I click on view all the records will be available. Now you can just long click on any data. For example, on GDG I am long clicking. See, there is option removing data is my header title, and delete is coming over here. Whenever I click on delete, I want to delete the record. So it means that whenever I click on delete, I need to first understand, I need to write the code on the delete whenever the delete is clicked, right? So for that, you just need to implement the function that is on context item selected. On context item selected, what you can do, here you can just match with your ID. This is your group number, this is your order number, and this 11 is your ID number. So you can just write the condition that if item dot item ID equal item ID 11. If it is 11, then what you want to do? If it is 11, then I just want to print the toast. Just want to print the toast. You click on delete context menu. Post dot length underscore long dot show, and your show will do what? See here, whenever I click on any long click on any item on the list view, for example, if I click on view all, the 9 records are there. If I long click on GSRTC, whenever I click on delete, the message is coming. See, you clicked on delete context menu. It means I just did that whatever I want to do. Now instead of this, I want to delete the data. Whenever you want to delete the data, you need to call the db.delete function. But whenever you want to call the db.delete function, it means the function is outside this. See, the function is outside the on create. I declare all the variable locally. It means I cannot access all the variable in this other function. So what I need to do, very simple, I just need to declare instead of local variable, I need to declare db as the instance variable SQLite database. Definitely you need to declare this variable. So you can just press Alt Enter and add late init modifier. So instead of this db variable, you just need to initialize this db variable. Same way, we need this rs variable to be declared over here. Why? Because I want to access that rs variable outside the function. So I'm just declaring rs of data type cursor. Definitely I need to late initialize the same thing, as well as I need to use this adapter also. So I'm just declaring the adapter, and that is also late initialize. Variable adapter is of data type simple cursor adapter, and you can add late init modifier. So now this my three variable db, rs, and adapter. All these three variable will be accessible over here in my context menu. So I can write directly db dot del. Why I am accessing over here db? Because if now my db variable is instance variable. So from which table you want to delete? SC table. On which condition? Underscore id equal to question mark. Who will give the underscore id? rs dot get string of 0. Right? But rs dot get string of 0 is a string. So you need to write array of. And here in array of you need to provide the rs dot get string. So it will work properly now. So your record will be deleted. But once the record is deleted, what we need to do? rs dot we need to fire the requery, as well as we just need that adapter dot notify data set change. So record will be whenever deleted, you will get the notified into the list view also. You can just check it is working properly or not. Whenever you see that, here you can see that the view all the records are there. I just want to remove the GDG, right? So delete this record. See the GDG is deleted from here. You can just check over here. It is still 9. Why? Because I deleted from here, but don't change. I had not changed this. Why? It will change whenever I click on view all. Whenever I click on view all, the 8 records are there. So what I need to do also, I need to change the search view dot text also. I need to change over here. Right? So whenever you delete this, the record will be deleted from here. Here also you can check that GDG will not be available. See, right? So synchronization is also done. Now here, suppose I am just removing this BCA. If I remove BCA, then you will be moved to this ADB. Here you can just see that 7 records are there. BCA is not there. Now I am just removing this PCS. Whenever I remove PCS, you can just see that the records that is available over here, that is 6. Now I'm just removing again, but the message is not changed yet, right? So I want to change the message also. So you can simply write search view dot query hint is equal to what we need to write. Search view dot query hint is equal to that we need to just give the message that search among how many records. My records are so much line of code I had already written. That is a search among result set dot count records. So you just need to write here search among, and this should be in double quote, search among rs dot count records. Now you can just check everything will be in synchronized way. You can just see that it is working properly or not. See, 5 records are there. I'm just removing this ADB. Whenever this remove ADB, the 4 records are there. Whenever you remove this AVD, 3 records are there. Even you can just check here first, next, previous, next. 3 records are there: WW, GSRTC, and MCA. I'm just removing MCA from here. That is delete. And here you can see that the 2 records are there. I'm just removing the GSRTC. That is delete. I'm just clearing the concept. Now the last record is there. If it is first, then World Wide Web. Last, then it is World Wide Web. Next, then it is World Wide Web. Previous, then it is World Wide Web. But if I delete this record, then you can see that whenever I click on OK, no data found will be available over there. And here you can see that search among 0 records. So whatever we had created, I already destroyed using the delete. But the concept is what? Suppose if you just want to try again, and if you insert the one more record like GDG, because this is the sponsor Google Developer Group, and here if I insert this, Here you can see that record will be inserted and the one record will be available over here, right? So this is the way you can implement the SQLite database. That's it from my side. Virat, if the students having any questions, then they are free to ask me anything.
Let me see on the chat. Uh, I think, sir, you have explained so well. None of the student asked any questions, and like many of the asked, but you cleared like the one Yash asked like how to find a last record, and that I think you cleared on the way.
Okay.
And yeah,
Okay, Virat, let me recap my session.
cool.
This is for the insert record. This is for the update record. This is for the delete record. These are the basic three functions that you need to remember. One more thing, that is what, suppose if you want to retrieve the record, and that is for the search, you just need to write the query, and that query can be like this. This is for the this is for the search view, and for search view you can write the query like this. So you can call the db.row query, where name like parameter you can pass enclosed within the percentage marks. So wherever the string is available, it will retrieve. And one more thing that you need to understand is what insert, update, delete, search. And now you need to understand the select that already I did earlier, and this query will retrieve the single record, all the record. So you can say that for view all, you can use this. For search, you can use this. You can use this. For delete, you can use this. And for insert, you can use this. This is the thing that you need to learn. આટલી વસ્તુ એવી છે કે જે કોમન છે. Yes. Students, even you can ask me in the Gujarati also. તમને એવું લાગતું હોય કે સર ગુજરાતીમાં જવાબ આપશે કે નહીં આપે, તો હું પ્યોર પ્રાઇમરી ગુજરાતી જ છું. ગુજરાતીમાં પૂછી શકો છો, જે કઈ ક્વેશ્ચન હોય પૂછો. આ આપણે બનાવેલી એપ્લિકેશન છે જેની અંદર SQLite ના બધા જ ફંડા આવી ગયા. ફર્સ્ટ, નેક્સ્ટ, પ્રીવિયસ, લાસ્ટ, insert, update, delete, clear, search, view all with the list view, with the search view. Okay, over from my side, Virat.
થેન્ક યુ સર, ઇટ વોઝ અ ગ્રેટ સેશન. લાઈક બહુ જ મજા આવી તમારી સાથે, અને લાઈક મને મારા લાઈક એન્ડ્રોઈડ અને કોલેજના દિવસો યાદ આવી ગયા જ્યારે અમે લાઈક આ નાના નાના ડેમોસ અને બધા ક્લિયર કન્સેપ્ટ્સ કરતા હતા. બહુ જ લાઈક ડિટેલમાં હતું, A to Z હાઉ ટુ ફાઇન્ડ ધ ડેટાબેઝ ઓન ધ એન્ડ્રોઈડ ફોલ્ડર. એ પણ લાઈક બહુ મસ્ત હતું, અને ઓડિયન્સમાં પણ બધા કહે છે કે એમને ક્લિયર છે. દે આર થેન્કિંગ યુ. સો થેન્ક યુ સર.
My pleasure.
યપ, બહુ જ મજા આવી. કોઈને લાસ્ટ ટાઈમ ઓડિયન્સને પછી કોઈને ક્વેશ્ચન હોય, પ્લીઝ આસ્ક. Yep, I don't think so anyone have his question. They are found very interesting, and they are like someone is saying it was an amazing session, sir.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. And whenever you require, you can just tell me, Virat, for the Google event or for any event. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
My pleasure. I'm just leaving.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. Bye. Have a nice day.
Bye, have a nice day. આપણે નેક્સ્ટ સન્ડે ફ્લટરની ઇવેન્ટ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝ કરી છે. So make sure you should all register and check your mail daily. We will soon organize an introduction of Flutter. Thank you guys. Bye. Have a nice day.